Ron's company was an excellent fit for me because it just felt good in my body, and it wasn't painful. I had a lot of injuries when I was younger too. Like I dislocated my knee like 3 times. Ooh. And it was just like building blocks, and I had tendonitis. I mean, I would sit down half the time because I was there was always something wrong. Right. So you had always something wrong. Not feeling like I was technical. Right. So it's like, dang, you want me to sit down? I gotta get up.
And like this sense of urgency.
Yeah. And then when I got into Ron's company, it just was. I mean, it was hard in another way because you have to take on this person's voice in your body. Mm-hmm. So definitely there was hardship there. But in terms of how it felt, it just felt so good and like natural. Like, oh wow, this is great. Like I love this type of movement. I would live in it for a day, like ever.
Now, did you have African dance?
Oh yeah, when I was little. Yeah.
NCSA. Yeah. So. How'd you pull that off?
I know. I know. Well, we had Andrea Woods for a semester, my senior year. Right. And she, moved the tour, so it's like very grounded and earthy.
Formerly of Bill T. Jones.
Yeah.
Know her. Yeah.
So, when she got there, we were like, oh, down there too. Yes. Yeah. But since then, I hadn't taken African class in maybe like a couple years. So I remember.
So why did you audition for Ron? I'm not saying that you wouldn't want to.
Oh yeah.
But like like that. Yeah. Probably wasn't your first choice of companies to.
Well, I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice. Yeah, because where would I go when nobody's telling you where you should go? You know what I mean?
Okay, that's very interesting. So how did you come to go to the audition? It was just an audition?
Well, somebody, I don't know how they got this tape, but somebody got a tape of Ailey that year at City Center. And they said, oh my gosh, you have to look at this. It's a piece of Ron's piece. It's called Grace. And I was like, oh, okay, And I put that in, and I just fell in love. I was just like, that is what I want to do. That is it. For me, that was it. I had never been so moved by anything that I had ever seen, And I said, I didn't even know if he had a company, but I said, I want to work with him. Definitely. So then a friend of mine, when I had graduated, I think it was June I graduated, I was on the line for The Lion King in like August or something, and I was standing with my friend, and he was actually transitioning out of the company, and he said, oh, well, Ron's looking for a woman, you should contact him. And I had been introduced to Ron a couple of times, like in the Ailey school, through teachers and stuff. So he said, oh, you should give him a call. I got his contact info, and I told Ron, I was interested in coming in, and he was teaching at Perry Dance, and he invited me into the rehearsal. Right. And, I knew his movement was a fusion of modern and West African, and I had also known that, I haven't really been taking, I've been like Cunningham and all this other stuff. So I said, Camille, just dance, just try to enjoy the experience. Don't work so hard to try to impress or, just be in the class.
Just study.
Yeah. So I actually stood in the back because, it was like thousands of people trying to get in there and teach and, work with him. So, I stood in the back and I took the class, and then afterwards, I thanked him, and he said, oh, no, thank you, and he invited me to come back the next day, and I took class with another company member, same thing, and then he invited me into rehearsal that next week with the company. And, I said, okay, I'm not going to get any big ideas, maybe he just wants to see how I look with everybody. And so I said, okay, thank you. I said, okay, I'm going to thank him after, because I don't know if this is the end.
Right, but also it's courteous. I mean,
and it's courteous. Yeah,
thank you.
Say thank you.
Right.
Some people don't.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I thanked him, and then he invited me the next day to rehearsal. And then after that,
you're like, I'm dating Ron.
No. so then he gave me a T-shirt, and that was one of his way. I don't know if he still does it now, but that was his way of inviting you into the company. He would give you a T-shirt that said evidence on the side.
But wait, did he just give it to you?
Yeah, and he would open it up, and I opened it up, and it said evidence, and I said, oh, is this like a going away? No, I don't know. So then, he said, I'd like to invite you into the company, and I said, oh my gosh.
Oh, because he did actually say something. What if
no.
You get a T-shirt, like, I gotta go to work.
Right. No.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
I thought that was really cool. So.
And so you got your gig.
I got my gig.
And this is really interesting, I think, for some people here because it's not a conventional sort of go to the audition. And I think a lot of companies now use this sort of extended audition sort of thing.
I just did that.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you just did it?
Well, I had my very first, because I always said I'm not going to have auditions, but then it was suggested that I do just so... and they said that if you have this pot and you're always pulling from that pot, what happens to the people that are outside of the pot that you don't know that would possibly it's kind of like you're putting up a wall and you don't want to do that. So the minute they helped me to see that other side, I said, okay, let me have an audition, which I'm so glad I did. So the audition was one day, but then from there I invited maybe 13 people into the space with the company to see how they worked.
Okay.
So I understand about the extended auditions because you don't know, like, I guess, how they say in dating, like, the first day you're not meeting the person, you're meeting their representative. It's the same thing, when you're in an audition.
That's true.
Of course you're gonna be good and obedient and disciplined and pay attention and be nice.
Right, no attitude.
Right, no attitudes. You're gonna take your notes. You're gonna,
happy.
You're gonna do that.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay.
But when you get into another setting, when it's just regular, that's when you really see a person, how they interact with you, how they interact with the other dancers. I mean, that's deep. How they respond to... Because an audition is, I do the movement, you follow.
Right.
A process could be, okay, well, I don't really know what we're doing, but let's do this, and why don't you explore? Some people don't respond to that.
Right.
So you got to see how...
Or if they take notes, you can see the process of how long it takes somebody to grow or get something.
Yeah. If I'm giving you a note and I have to give it to you again and again, that's stuff that you don't get.
And this is, I think, this is happening more and more because companies are smaller now. There's more smaller, or mid-sized companies that have to function like they're like small families.
Right.
And if you have a lot of energies, it doesn't matter how many personalities are in there.
Right.
But the smaller the company gets, the more important each personality becomes.
Yeah.
Because if one person is off, then it can just throw the whole energy of the process off.
Yeah.
And so people really like to get to know you.
Yeah.
Before getting married.
Yeah. Pretty much that's what it is. You're with that person a lot.
You don't have to necessarily be monogamous.
No.
But when you're with me, you have to be with me.
Oh God. And you're being vulnerable. It's the choreographer. Putting themselves in a situation in front of their group that might be very vulnerable or might be very scary. If you get stuck or you don't know what to do or. It needs to be a safe environment for the choreographer, and it needs to be a safe environment for the other dancers as well. It's deep. It's not just about you being a choreographer. You have to be totally aware in so many different ways.
Right, and sensitive.
Yeah, you have to be sensitive. I'm demanding. But I think that you have to like these people are the reason why I'm able to do what I do, just like in other companies. Like choreographers would not be able to call themselves choreographers if it weren't the dancers who were putting themselves out there and really showing their movement.
Right.
So I have to honor that. So why would I treat them badly?
Right.
If they're the reason why I'm still working.
Exactly. And it's also great to have people wanting to dance.
Yeah, it's great. And I was talking to a group of students and it was like a panel and they were asking us, well, what do you do? How do you approach someone and say that you're interested in working with them? And I said, well, just say it. You're interested in working. And I said, because you have to know that every choreographer, well, I don't want to speak for every choreographer, but most choreographers like when people say, I like your movement, I want to work with you. So the fact that you're saying that, they're gonna look at you.
Right.
Just because you said you were interested. So all you have to do is say,
dating.
I mean, that's all you say. If somebody says they're interested in, if I'm having a class and they come up to me and say, oh, I'm interested in working with you, I'm going to look at them just because they are.
Because they're interested.
Because they're interested. So there's not you don't have to do like the singing telegram and all these things, Because sometimes that's too much. Like, people don't want, hi, I'm very interested.
But authentically going, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, important.
Yeah.
And I'm interested. So, and your audition consists of what?
My audition, well, I've only had one.
Okay, it consisted of what?
It consisted of, we did a section of City of Rain. It was just like a phrase, maybe 16 count phrase. And then we did some character work because my work is influenced by a lot of theater. So not only does the person have to be able to move, but they have to be able to step into different characters and be okay with that.
In general, what type of dancer is a Camille A. Brown dancer? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I look for, I guess I'll just list them in no particular order. Right. I love dancers who have a connection with the earth. I love it. Like if you are in love with your plie, I love it. If you understand the artistry of just using your plie, I think that's fantastic. I love dancers who are able to take chances in the creative space. That I think on stage, if I see a dancer, someone who I feel has really investigated the work that they're doing. It doesn't look like it's automatic. It looks like, oh no, they were studying this behind the scenes, outside of rehearsal.
There's a depth, like a layering.
Yeah. Like when they're looking at the palm of the hand, it's like, oh yeah, something's there for them.
Something's happening.
They're creating this whole space beyond the wall, these four walls in the audience. Like it's something else.
They're creating their own world.
Yeah. I love dancers who understand that technique is a support and it's not all people want to see or all I want to see. They're using it to help them get to that next thing.
Right.
I love dancers who understand that technique is not only ballet, it is African, it is modern, it is jazz, those things are technical too. It is hip hop. Hip hop has technique. I think a lot of the misconception is that hip hop is, oh, you just go around it. No, there are very specific steps, just like African dance. There are very specific ways that you hold your hands, that you place your hips, that you move your torso.
Right.
And I love dancers who know that.
Who get that, who honor that.
Yeah, they're just not dancing just to dance.
And one is not more than the other.
Right. It's all
just like technique
together.
is technique. If you're dancing it, whatever it is, that's what we're doing.
That's right. Yeah. And I love dancers who are intelligent. And I think this goes along with people who look like they've thought about it. It's the same thing. Like, oh no, you're making choices, and you know that you're making choices.
It's in the process.
Yeah,
it's
like you're
process.
trying new things. Like every time you do the step, it's still the way I would like you to do it, but you're taking chances within that, and you're doing it every time. So every time you step out, I see that, and you're able to do that and to become a character. I love that.
Also, you're not interested in body type.
No.
Because you have such a diverse breadth of bodies in your company.
Yeah. If you can move, you can move, and I think that goes...
If you move and if you can bring, like you say, embody that character, you're good to go.
Yeah, and I think that comes from me, being told that my body was an issue.
Right.
That, I said, well, if I ever get an opportunity, not that I ever thought I was going to have a company, but if I ever get into a position where I am some sort of a leader or a teacher, I'm never going to make anybody feel like their body isn't good enough. Now, of course, I feel like your body should be conditioned, and for this thing that you need. Like if you're going to dance with Dorfman, there's a certain thing that you need to condition your body for, just like Taylor, just like Ailey, just like Graham. They're things that you need to do to condition your body.
And to stay healthy and
to stay healthy. Right.
Right. And that goes for aesthetically, like if you're in a certain type of dance, maybe the size or weight or whatever shape of your body doesn't matter.
Right.
But if you're trying to go for another aesthetic, then it may play a larger role.
Yeah.
So knowing that too.
Yeah, and you have to be aware, and the hard part is, and people say, oh, I want to audition for such, I want to audition for, and I say, well, just know what you're getting yourself into, because that aesthetic is not going to change.
Right.
So you have to know that if you are not that aesthetic and that's something that you desire to go to, just know that you have to work. Yeah, you have to work for that, But I don't try to. One of my friend asked me, do you think you have the ideal body? And I said, yeah. Because what I'm doing in my body, I create movements that's good for me, Right. And I said, just like you have you are the ideal body. I said, the misconception is that there is one form of an ideal body and everybody tries to race to that or go away from that. your ideal body is your body, the body that you are confident with and that you could walk out the door and be okay with. Like, that's what it is, I think.
Right.